Hello, my name is Unius, and today I'm back from the summer, that kind of thing. We're back in Clash Royale. Any of you guys who have seen any of my other videos of back from the summer and such, so I guess that's cool and whatever. But as you guys can see, I'm a little bit low in trophies. I've been trying out a bunch of new decks with the big balance changes, which I may do my personal best decks for my own, like, what I think is the best ladder deck. I'm not going to go into challenges because that's not really that's not quite my territory, but not yet. But as you guys can see, I don't know if any of you followed Clash Royale during the summer, but there was a 2v2 month of 2v2, as I assume most of you know, and 2v2 button is back. I'm not sure for how long. However, it will be back for some period of time, perhaps even forever, which would be nice. I definitely like 2v2, definitely allowed me to kind of relax and just fool around. However, it was also a good method of which to gain chests, so I could gain all of these chests down here, and it wouldn't really be a big deal. So for me, that was always cool, even if I was like really high in trophies, and I wanted to keep my chest cycle going. I didn't have to like potentially lose my current trophy rank just so I could do this, just so I could continue my chest cycle. But as you guys can see on the screen, this is my favorite. This is like, I've tested a bunch of different decks, but like during the summer, I kind of I don't know, I played with a bunch of different decks, even though I didn't have as much time as I would have liked. But this is my personal favorite deck, and the reason why this is my favorite deck is because it's one of the most defensive decks you can really go for while still maintaining a secure offense, which will be the mortar. So your main win condition, I guess, is the mortar, but which is great because it allows you to attack from your side, so you're not putting yourself at some incredible disadvantage, where you're not really going to get damage on a tower because a Hog Rider gets pounced by 3 different troops that both your enemies place. So I really do like this. They have to attack into you, and you have a bunch of defensive options. Before I had Princess, but I switched out the Ice Wizard because he's just so much better. He's better on defense as well because he can slow everything down, but he can still kill Swarm. Even though it's not good against Graveyard, he's good against Graveyard, but we won't see much Graveyard in these 2v2s. Just because there's too many troops, there's not enough value in getting damage on the tower through spawning skeletons, and it was recently nerfed, which kind of sucks. But anyway, going through, I'm actually going to reorganize this as far as priorities go. That's sort of how it works. So yeah, this is the deck. I'm actually gonna move this over. This is sort of the way the deck lays out. So your defensive troops are on the top. So your primary, like, tank killer, pretty much anything that costs, anything that doesn't cost, anything that's like 4 or 5 elixir or more, you're just gonna want to place a P.E.K.K.A down or a knight. So these are your two, like, core standard defenders. You're going to place a knight. Let's say they placed a giant in the back. You're going to want to wait a little, place a P.E.K.K.A in the back. They're going to meet somewhere a little bit past the bridge, and you can really just totally destroy them. Place an Ice Wizard if you have it, or an Executioner, and just tornado all of the support troops to the core. If it's something like a Sparky, you may want to just Rocket NATO it. Rocket NATO, guys, is one of the most powerful 2v2, like, I don't know what you want to call it, like, not even the strat, it's just like the most powerful combo that you can make, because Tornado does, Rocket does so much damage that you just Rocket NATO everything together, and all of a sudden, boom, everything is dead. The only thing that does survive is just tanks, and most of the time you'll have either a mini P.E.K.K.A or a Tornado or an Executioner that'll kill it. It's insane. So I chose Fireball in this deck because I didn't want to put arrows in there, because there are some things where you really do need a Fireball. And you can also do a Fireball Tornado combo For things like Musketeer, your not arrows aren't useful, and the extra projectile speed doesn't make much difference. You also don't want a cheap spell because cheap spells honestly don't do all that much. It has a crappy cycle. I mean, it's 4.4, so it's not going to cycle fast. But the point of this deck is to be really just hardcore, really sustainable, um, really being able to get your mortar down unless they have a big spell, which they may very well. But mortar is a good because it's 4 elixir. You're not going to be at some huge elixir disadvantage. It's also a really good defensive building. Like, it's even better than Tesla or Bomb Tower. You can just, or even Cannon, in my opinion. I think Mortar does so much better because it's much better against beatdown. Because the beatdown tank will come in and get within its radius, and then all of a sudden it's just showering the troops behind it. I think we'll just we'll go into a training match. Oh, it'll be kind of fair since we're up against thing, but I'll keep talking. Anyway, this kind of set of combos is just so good. It's honestly so good, and if you're with a partner who kind of knows what you're doing, it can really synergize with you. You guys can do like Expo C. What the hell? Anyway, so you really can get a sick feel for what's going on. These training matches always surprise me. Like, what do they actually think 4K is? 4K is not filled with maxed out players. But, I don't know, I think that's just kind of where this deck is really strong. It's really strong in defense and then making a huge counter push. You can even make a huge counter push and then put a mortar in the other lane. I've done that and it works out like a charm. Like, it's actually so beautiful. And I mean, it really does feel good to just absolutely destroy. I mean, defensive play. This feels so easy in comparison. Like, if there was a human fighting me in this bot match, it would be much more difficult. I don't want to make this video, like, longer than it needs to be, so. Yeah. But, yeah, this is kind of just, like, I don't know. the training camp is kind of broken. It doesn't do anything. I'm actually really excited for Mega Knight. Somewhere in the next 2-3 weeks, I would expect that next week after maybe this, or maybe 2 weeks after that, the Mega Knight will release. Either that or they'll wait till after the whole Crown Championship is done. And then they will release the Mega Knight, which would be cool. I mean, that would be nice. By the way, this is so funny that it has, like, totally crappy at 20 wins. You would expect, like, a huge chest, and this is like, nope. You're getting 250,000 gold with Legendary chest, though, on the way. Magical chest, giant chest, more gold. I'm hoping to snipe the 14 wins, or maybe even just the 9 wins. That would be just so cool. I don't expect to make 20 wins, but if I do, I guess you'll see me in the Crown Championship. It would be cool if you guys actually make it. That would be awesome. But yeah, I guess I'll just leave it here. Don't make this longer than it needs to be. Yeah, I do hope you guys have fun in 2v2. I know I will. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.